I didn't join the field. I was there before the field.
I backed into it. I started doing catheterization before there was interventional cardiology. So I'm an on-job training sort of individual. At that time, the rate of mortality of heart attack in hospital was about 20 or 25%.
You basically put them in a dark room and hope they survived.
Having them stay in the hospital for literally weeks.
Really was kind of a survival of the fittest, if you will.
Andreas Grunzig is the father of interventional cardiology. Until he developed a balloon angioplasty, nobody would dare work inside the coronary arteries therapeutically.
Grunzig was a remarkable guy. Very flamboyant, strong ego. You'd have to have it to do what he did.
He projected the image of somebody that was interested in the scientific method, and that was very seductive for many people.
He was very careful, very methodical. He was challenged at a variety of levels.
I told him in 1976, this is great, your little dog experiment, but when you do that in an atherosclerotic vessel, it's going to clot, it's going to disrupt, it's going to dissect, it's going to be a mess. How can this possibly work? The next year, he presented the first 4 patients. And the most dramatic one was this left main patient with a tight stenosis. Showed the angiogram, balloon goes in, blows it up, bang, it's open. And everybody was totally shocked and astonished. Mason Soames, the founder of SCAI, literally cried.
Early on, I think, the surgeons thought we were going to fail.
I had 5 of my 6 attendings when I was a fellow say, I don't want any part of that. That's not going to work. That's too dangerous.
The equipment we had then was very new and very crude, and complications were frequent. Patients were brave.
Patients and referring doctors all got caught up in this. There was just this great enthusiasm, and you tell a patient, we don't know if we can do this, we're going to try. That's fine, doc, just give it a try. It was just amazing.
Of course, all along the way, these new innovations and new ideas needed to be managed because you can't just do things on patients without having some proof.
Mason Soames gets credit for the first coronary angiogram. And then Mel Judkins was a radiologist, and he used all the techniques for catheters from the legs. They actually saw that there was a real need to have a society that stood for quality. And the SCAI, or it was the SCA initially, was developed.
SCAI was very important in the development of the specialty. We took it to the American Board of Internal Medicine and said, look, this training does not need to be ad hoc. We need an official specialty of interventional cardiology with the proper examination and test and certification. It went from see one, do one, teach one, to now you became a certified interventional cardiologist.
In recent years, SCAI has really exploded. It's become the society to be a part of if you're an interventional cardiologist.
The society offers a remarkable place to become involved in our community.
The annual meeting has really been the cornerstone of SCAI's educational efforts. We have seen its strength in sort of the small group nature of the meeting.
It's very nice to be surrounded by 2,000 other colleagues where you really can roll up your sleeves and do some heavy-duty learning.
In a field with multiple journals, CCI was the one place where people would tell you how to do things. And so you could read a paper and that afternoon do it in the cath lab. And the society supported that 100%.
Roxana Moran came to me with this concept of WIN, which was a way to bring together women interventional cardiologists for a variety of reasons.
We have 3 things that we're doing for women. One is research by women or about women. Second is education, and third is mentoring and support structure.
SCAI was huge in sponsoring and building the quality toolkit so that people could establish proactive measures to maintain quality in their cath lab. SCAI, focused on interventionalists, provided a very specific solution to that problem, which still is used today. SCAI has your back. SCAI knows the regulatory environment. SCAI understands what's happening with coding and reimbursement. SCAI gives you a 360 wrapped up for an interventional cardiologist.
The Emerging Leader Mentorship Program is a program that SCI developed to really energize our early career constituents.
I have benefited by being able to network with the thought leaders that are there today and using them as mentors to be able to advance my learning, my knowledge, my research.
As we move along in our careers, we may think we have a lot of ideas, but the youth and the early career really have a lot of ideas. They're swimming in the day-to-day milieu of interventional cardiology. They see where it is right now, and we may oftentimes rest on our laurels of how things are, but they see this as the base and where to go.
I was actually still in medical school when Brunzig did his first balloon angioplasty.
Developed all this from scratch on his kitchen table.
Then what did he do next? Well, he instantly went to a local corporation in Switzerland and said, here it is. Guys, can you manufacture that?
We couldn't do anything without a partnership with industry.
We both live at SCAI. That's our common point of intersection.
We can foster that kind of back and forth dialogue and catalyze new innovative thinking.
We innovate together. They do something, we try it, we go back and do it again.
The simplest product, the simplest catheter, we are always looking to make work better.
Nothing stays the same.
Every 5 to 7 to 10 years of transformation of some of the things that we thought were already so good they couldn't get any better.
We went from balloon angioplasty, which was the most courageous thing I've ever done. I mean, it scared the bejesus out of you.
Over the next years, we saw new designs in wires and catheters and guide catheters, and then pressure measurements.
We've done things like angioscopes, laser catheters. We then got stents, which changed the whole ballgame.
Stents became better, drug-eluting stents, and now put in stents that disappear over time with bioabsorbable stents. Rotobladers and atherectomy devices.
Hypertension therapies, percutaneous assist devices, high-risk PCI. Even going back to bread and butter, multivessel revascularizations.
ASD devices, VSD devices, multiple different types of PDA devices.
Chronic total occlusion management is going to go wild.
And then there's the whole structural disease.
Including TAVRs,
Left atrial appendage closure,
Mitral valve repair and replacement.
Percutaneous, coronary robotics.
to sit at a desk and help somebody who's having a difficult time wiring a vessel.
At every stage, there's been a progression to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, and somebody always seeking that next level very aggressively.
The world of interventional cardiology to address surgical problems is forever a goal and will likely be part of the development and future of the interventional community.
We owe such a debt of gratitude to these people who were creative and thought out of the box to get us to where we are now. These were mavericks who were taking risks, but always with the right intentions, as we like to say at SCAI, to save and enhance lives.
There was a time where people had heart attacks and there was not much you can do. It's amazing that now we come in at 3 a.m., by 3:30 we may have an artery opened, and the patient will say, it's amazing, I don't have pain anymore.
And have them walk out of the hospital feeling well the next day is beyond comprehension. I do not have a day in practice where I'm not thrilled by that experience.